Good morning and welcome to today's meditation, the Be the Light meditation, where we learn about vibration, how to hold higher states of vibration and what that entails, and how to get rid of our old human programming and fears that prevent us from holding high vibrational states. What if I told you that the world and our people were slated to hold high vibrational states? You probably would want to get comfortable with the ideas and the processes with that, because it would be an eventuality that you can't stop. In fact, if you try to stop it or you don't move with it, it's kind of an anti-life. Because if we're going where the Creator's will is your will, this isn't religious, this is physics, letting the vibration of the principles of divine alignment work through you, then it is a seamless transition into the new realm. So it's more comfortable. If you're listening to this, at some level, you raised your hand when the teacher or the angelic or the galactic realm said, hey, who wants to volunteer to be a helper? Remember that in first grade? Who wants to be a helper? Who wants to put the blinds up and down, be the movie person? Well, if you're listening to this right now, you signed up to be a forerunner of someone who would dabble, or there's a whole line of learning to understand and master vibration, your consciousness, reality, and your consciousness in this reality as we are retuning Earth to a higher vibration. So there's always something on social media. This is going to happen on this day. This is going to happen on this day. Well, what I would say is, yes, solar events, geophysical events, and the mass consciousness of humans trying to wake up are all very much interrelated, and we are getting to the climactic, chaotic, unstable volcano movement, geyser ready to go. I mean, there is so much ready to just blow up now that you can feel it. But I have to point out that we are used to this because it's been coming in sequential steps. First, it was harmonic convergence. Some say that kicked off the pre-Aquarian age. That was in the 1980s. I remember sitting in a park. Oh, and it did feel like we took a little step towards awakening. And then we took more steps, and now we are taking leaps, and we are getting to a level where there are enough people that the expansion is so imminent that it could almost feel like an explosion or an incident. So I just heard about October 30th being major solar flares, 10 times the vibrational acceleration in one period of space and time that will illuminate hundreds and thousands of beings, and up to 2 billion could have a full awakening in consciousness. And can you imagine people walking on the streets, suddenly knowing what other people are thinking, realizing that they are a being connected to all that is, watching a fearful thought come up and knowing what that creates and choosing something else? Game changer. And I do feel that Earth, in her beautiful little youthful can do, my will is my will, is ready for some sophisticated outer reorchestration to kind of shake people into growing up, into being more cohesive and kind and benevolent. And one of the ways that this could potentially happen is to have something coming that we don't understand, that's scary. Now, if you've chosen to listen to this and be a forerunner of understanding vibration and consciousness, wouldn't it be great if we understood what this item hurling towards Earth and space, which is going to pass by, some people say November, now they're saying October 30th, right behind our sun, is called Atlas 3, well confirmed by NASA scientists. And it is huge and it's unusual, and it appears to have a trajectory that follows no normal orbiting electromagnetic patterns that the rest of the universe uses. So it is different. It appears to have come from somewhere to be near us, to bring something, to do something, to awaken something, to heal something, to, what I get is repattern something and allow free will and choice of humans experiencing that to raise up to a new platform, into a new reality of consensus goodness. But why should you believe what I say? Today's meditation, we're going to drop in and say, I'm going to stop all my thoughts and I'm going to use my superpowers to use my consciousness to go into the 0 points of information and to access this vehicle. They say it's as big as a city. That's huge. One of my friends said, going to go behind the sun. Big doors are going to open and here come spaceships. They're going to come and they're going to create little disciplinary schools all over Earth, get people back in alignment. Who knows? Maybe angels will come out. Maybe orbs. We don't know. So in this meditation, we are going to access the potential for clarity, coming out of confusion and becoming masters of our ability to retrieve pertinent, useful information. So we do this meditation for about 20 minutes, and I'm very excited because at the end, I'm going to shut off the recording, and the people that hear, I'm going to ask them what they got. And if you get something and you're watching this later, not live, write it in the comments. I love to read the comments for what people just say. I learn a lot. All right, let's drop in. Because we want to drop in deeper than usual, I'm going to use the sound tool, a crystal bowl, carefully putting it right here, because we need to stop thinking. Our logical mind doesn't know. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. Go into that place of emptiness. Deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We place ourselves into a hold-on of balance, that we are floating in perfection, separate from everything else. No distractions and no thoughts. Let your mind, your brain become a pool of warm, quiet, sleeping light. Let the thoughts go and settle into your heart. Only energies of the highest light may be around our body and our biofield now. We remove everyone else's thoughts, ideas about us. We remove all of our earth activities and agendas and actions and lists. We are entering what we call the nothingness space, the still point, And it feels a little bit like black velvet, nothingness, no thoughts. If any thought comes like a butterfly, just let it drift away. For in this moment, we are emptying out. And we are imagining that we are sitting in a huge, huge control room with many screens. And we are accessing this control room within our heart and within our 0 points of our very consciousness and being. You don't have to know what that is. But when we are in the 0 point, we are simultaneously connected to all 0 points everywhere per infinity. And so we set our intention. We ask and intend that this beautiful, huge screens, like 50 feet tall, that we are in like an astronomy experience, and it's all dark. And slowly, the images on the screens begin to emerge that we are looking at our solar system, the Milky Way. And that you are sitting on Earth's surface and you are observing all of the other planets rotating. You're listening for the music of these rotations, music of the spheres. And you are witnessing and observing the ballet of various densities of matter called planets from Earth. And this is a wondrous, joyful, heart-opening experience. Feel the entire universe's and galaxies' appreciation and love for our sweet, fragile little planet Earth that humans have used as a playground and haven't been thoughtful or nice, to the point of danger. So from this calamitous, tumultuous, confusing Earth's surface, we ask a very deep, probing question. We ask and intend to feel into this large, very dense combination of metals and materials, all formed into a moving object that can move very quickly, very assuredly on her trajectory coming towards Earth, very close, potentially coming right behind our sun on October 30th, 2025. All that is has consciousness. Let your heart ask the question, what is the meaning? What is the intention of this energy form moving towards planet Earth called Atlas 3? Ask to speak to the conscious intelligence behind this creation now. Make an intention to remember the information, the energy, the sensations that you have just experienced. And you will draw back your consciousness back into your body, sorting and holding it appropriately for your day. And I'll briefly share what I was given. And essentially it was, we are here to meet and match the resonance of misalignment for Earth. You have called us in. If in fact our mere presence and potential get you to move as one species, moving together to protect and provide and love each other for safety for a potential unknown major event or incident is enough, then so be it. But we have many plans. This is part 2 of the divine plan, because divine plan's first initial counting on the ground team to do all of these things, the people's personality and fears and inability to truly do the work to hold high vibrations or work with the upper realms, was not able to occur in a timely fashion. So plan B is for a greater amount of outside intervention, influence, intrusion, invention coming in. And this Atlas 3 can be what humans need for it to be, to finally look in the mirror and say, enough, am I done? So this doesn't have to be a cataclysmic incident of harm. If it is enough to evoke curiosity and to shift people into higher vibrational states with the sun changes and lowered magnetism at that same period for Earth, for people to wake up, another graceful potential outcome. Because if that doesn't, and people are still warring, factions, and hurting themselves with the trajectory of hurting Earth terrifically continues, then the Atlas 3 has umbrella plans for different weather that might be a little bit more spicy, a little bit more awakening and activating, and not quite as comfortable. And that could include all sorts of different things. So I invite you to be prepared for whatever it is and do your part by becoming that light and holding that light, so that if you're holding the wattage of 1 million people, perhaps today, if enough of us hold that light, we can head off any discipline or activities from the higher intelligent realms, slapping our hands, but to gracefully stand in our light and power as leaders for the divine team on Earth here and now, fearlessly, for less dire consequences, or plan B, or divine plan B, which has many subsets to it, depending on how we react and how we hold the truth as it's given to us. Okay, so that's today's meditation. There's always a lot more to say, but let's settle with that. Let's put a beautiful golden resilient egg around each of our energy fields, staying calm and full of light and being prepared. That's our role to the highest degree possible. All right, thank you for joining me today. It is the Be the Light meditation. I'm Jan Jorgensen at soundandlighthealingarts.com. Free meditation every Wednesday morning on a topic du jour.